Hey, what's up? What's up? It is Wednesday night. It is the live stream. It is the TJ Show episode 3. Um, Not a really of a plan tonight, just a hangout and chat. I mean, you know how it is. You know how it is. Let's see. Wrote down some ideas on topics we can have for tonight. Oh yeah, that's another one. But it's more politic, but we won't get into that too much. Yeah, we're here for a few folks that chatted up in the house. Let's see. Oh, I hope that's not copyright. Darren, what's up? What's up, Darren? How you doing? What is going on? Luck of the Irish. What is up? Stacking and prepping back. Stacking and prepping? Wait, is that you guys? Is that you guys? Because I remember you guys. You guys went away for a while. Stacking and prep S&B. Is that you guys? Is that you guys? What do you know? I was just thinking about you the last live stream because I made you guys mods. Yeah. Let's see. This lighting is kind of oops. I'll keep it on. S&P, that's you guys. What do you know? What do you know? Is that you guys? Wow. All right. Well, welcome. Good. Glad to have you back. Hope everything's okay with you guys. Good to see you again. Well, the first thing I wanted to bring up is that the 2020 proof sets are you guys are coming back. Awesome. Sweet. Cool. Let me know, give me the link to your channel whenever you get it. I'll subscribe, all that good stuff. Anyway, welcome to the channel. Welcome back again. I have grown tremendously since the last time you guys saw. But yeah, welcome to the chat. Anyway, the 2020 proof sets, I believe, are when did they say? I was reading the article the other day, something about they're releasing March. Is it March? I don't know. March. Not sure. I'll have to look again. Silver Chimp is in the house. What up? What up? Woo, anyway, they raised the price on just the clad proof sets from last year. So the last year, the clad proof sets were 20. Dang it. What was it? $24? $24? I don't know. It was 20-ish, 20, 24, 25, something like that. They raised them from 24 to 30, I think. I think it's 20. I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up again. But anyway, they raised them about $5 or $6. I have no idea why. It is the same amount of coins. In fact, 2019, they threw in the free 2019 West Point proof Lincoln cent in the 2019. So you get a free coin and pay $24. So you get an extra coin for free. And now in 2020, you're going to pay $5 or $6 more for a coin less. I don't get it. Why are they raising the price? Does it cost them more this year to make them? I don't know. It's weird. I'm probably going to buy one anyway because of, the collection. I got the albums, I got everything to be, it's 2020. But, that I was like, why are they raising the price? And this is the second to last year for the the National Park Quarters. The National Park Quarters. It is the second to last year. They're releasing 5 this year and only 1 next year, which is the last one, which I found a little odd. Like, if there's going to be 6 for the last 2 years, do 3 and 3, or something like that. And I don't know about the 5 and 1. Not sure about that. let's see. I don't know if they're going to raise the price on the silver proof set or not. That one is around $50 for a silver proof set. And last year they made them 99.9, so 3 nines fine silver instead of 90%. See, they had the original. They made the silver proof sets in the quarter, the half dollar, and the dime 90% silver, like the old coinage from 1964 and on back. But last year, 2019, they made them of 3 nines fine silver, so it's actually a little bit more silver. And I'm not sure if they raised the price from the original 90%. Not sure. I don't know. Let me know in the chat if they did or not. I'm not sure. But yeah. So thank you guys for joining. I really appreciate it. Let's see. I only got one in the chat actually. So we'll have some more coming on, I assume. Excuse me. I say a lot. I when I'm editing my videos, I try to edit out the ums because I say a lot of them and it drives me nuts. But I really don't. I don't know I say it really in my videos. So I was about to say it there, but I caught myself. So I have to learn how to do that. To not say so much or something like that. Darren's still here. Darren is always here. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So I have a new sticker design for 2020. So this is my original sticker. This sticker is still excuse me, being made. I will continue to make this sticker. It's with my logo. It's with my original logo. And I will continue to make that for as long as I can. And the new sticker board is almost full. I like to put up the sticker board when it's full because I don't want to put it up and then having to try to square up a sticker and place it, from this angle. I'd like to have it full and make sure I can fill out the board completely before I hang it up. So I need about, I would say, 10 to 15 more stickers on that one. And they're on their way because I did a lot of sticker trades within the last 2 weeks and a ton should be coming in. So that thing should be filled up. I don't know what I'm going to do from there on. I might have to buy a board and cut it in half this way and then put it underneath here. I don't know, but then I'm blocking over half of it. And if I raise the camera angle so you can see it up here, it'll be the bottom of the camera will be right here on my neck. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Or maybe just push the camera back so it'd be a wider view. I don't know. I think I'm going to go down just because makes more sense. Coin Searcher is in the house. What up? Thank you so much for joining. So, and hit up that like, guys, if you don't mind. It helps me out a lot. Thank you so much. So, I don't know if you guys are football fans or not, but for some reason, in all my live streams, I get to talking about football, and I don't know. I just need to come up with more coin and silver and gold topics to talk about because my conversations always turn to football, and then I know a lot about football and I watch football all the time, so I'm more comfortable and can talk more about that. So I usually find myself, I don't know, switching from coins to football. For all the non-football fans, I do apologize for that. I know you probably get kind of bored. But that's what I enjoy. That's what I like to talk about. Anyway, got the Seahawks shirt on. Bam, go Hawks. Got the Packers. Let me tell you guys this. There's only 8 teams remaining in the playoffs, and the Seahawks are one of them. Okay. They just released the percentage, like what team has the best chance of going to the Super Bowl. Going, not winning, but just getting there. The Ravens sit at number 1 at 38% chance of making the Super Bowl, of going to the Super Bowl. And they're probably the best team in the league, They're a very young team. I don't know. They're going to play their first playoff game come Saturday? I think it's Saturday. Saturday or Sunday. So I don't know. It's, young teams, they're either going to be really good in the playoffs or really bad. It's the teams with more experience that win. But for all 8 teams, I don't know the exact, percentages, but the number 1 was the Ravens. They say the Ravens have the best chance of going to the Super Bowl. At the bottom of the list, they have the Seahawks. They say the Seahawks have only a 4.5% chance of going to the Super Bowl. And I'm like, whatever. If that's what you guys think, that's what you guys think. You're just doubting us. I always say us. I'm not a part of the team, but I feel like I am. So they always doubt the Seahawks. There's always a team that the critics and the talk show hosts, they always doubt. And this year it's the Seahawks because, so you take the Ravens, the best team in the league. You take the Ravens and you see the margin of victory. So you add up, so each team plays 16 games in a regular season. You add up all of the Ravens scores from those games, and then you add up all of their opponents' scores, and you get the total numbers. The Ravens won their game, all of the games added together, they won by 100 points or something. You do that for the Seahawks, and they only won their games by like 21. So the Seahawks were playing in close games. They just won or they just lost, like barely won or barely lost. The Ravens, they blow teams out. They blew teams out. Week 1, they beat the Dolphins like 43-7 or something like that. It was awful. So, that made their average go up. But then they won some close games, beating some good teams, including the Seahawks, which was devastating second loss of the season. So the Seahawks finished 11-5, which was exceeding everybody's expectations because they thought the Seahawks would this would be a rebuilding year. They were saying they probably wouldn't even make the playoffs. And here we are sitting in the divisional series, the divisional round, going to Lambeau, going to Green Bay, Wisconsin. So hopefully they can pull out with a W, and then I'm hoping the Vikings beat the 49ers because I don't like the 49ers. I didn't like them when they were bad, and now all of a sudden they're good. So last year, the 49ers won 4 games altogether. 4 games. This year, they're probably the second best team in the NFL with, 14 wins, And then all of a sudden, they're better than us. And I don't like that. That big jump doesn't settle with me. But back to my point, in 2018, everybody doubted the Patriots. Everybody's like, this is Brady's last year. They're not going to go to the Super Bowl. They're going to lose in the playoffs. They're not good. Their offense is terrible. The only thing keeping them in games is the defense. But they got to the Super Bowl. They beat the Chiefs, which were the best team, either the best or the second best team in the NFL that year. They beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead, in Kansas City. They went to the Super Bowl, and they were facing the number 1 offense of the year, the highest scoring team of the year. And the Patriots defense didn't even let them score a touchdown. And then won the Super Bowl when everybody thought they weren't going to make it. So this year, you look at baseball, you look at the Nationals. They were probably one of the worst teams in the middle of the season. And everybody's like, they didn't even notice the Nationals. What am I saying? They didn't even notice them until they started winning. And they got better and better as the second half of the season went on. I mean, after the All-Star break, they exploded and they were good. They win their division. No, they get in as a wild card. They get in as a wild card because the Braves won the division. They get in as a wild card. They just slip into the playoffs, probably. They win an amazing game against the Brewers. They're like, okay, we're moving on to the divisional round. All right, we got the Dodgers coming up, divisional round. They've been in the last 2 World Series, but they came up short in both of them. We're like, all right, here we go. Went back and forth until the series was tied at 2 games apiece. Game 5, winner advances, loser goes home. The Dodgers and the Nationals, that game goes into extra innings, which is like an overtime for baseball. Goes into extra innings. In the 11th or 12th inning, Howie Kendricks hits a grand slam that puts the Nationals on top. And the Dodgers couldn't catch up in the second and in that next inning. So the Nationals are moving on really a miracle hit. I mean, I watched it live and it was insane. Now they're going to go to the NLCS, which is the National League Championship Series. Everybody's still doubting them. They played the Cardinals, which were a really good team that year. And all of a sudden, they shut out the Cardinals in Game 1. They shut them out in Game 2. They almost get a no-hitter in Game 1, by the way. 1 hit in the 9th inning just, messed it up. I was hoping, or it was like the 7th or 8th inning, actually. But I was hoping that guy would get the no-hitter. But I think he pitched the most of the game anyway. Gonzalez or something his name was. So anyway, they sweep the Cardinals. Sweep. And by sweep means they don't let the Cardinals win 1 game. The Cardinals didn't win any games in the NLCS. It was 4 straight wins for the Nationals. Then they go on and they're facing it's not the defending World Series champions, but Moose Sox, what's up? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah. One thing I forgot to in that video, I forgot to somebody commented on it. I'm like, duh, was that on my phone? It doesn't show the email address, and so I didn't think of that. I didn't think of looking at the email addresses to see if they were same. For some reason, I didn't think of that. I just saw the logo and was like, they're 2 different accounts, which is not solid evidence. So I was like, dang it, let's look. So I go on my email page there, and it's like view details. So I push that button, and it shows the email address right there. And the email addresses were different, but kind of the same. So his email address was Moosox like 165, but your email address was like Moosox Coins or something. They were different. I'm like, I should have looked at that and put that in the video, but I'll probably like pin a comment or put it in the description or something like that. So I'm glad we got it figured out, and I'm glad you got your coin. So it all worked out in the end. But as I was saying, they're facing the Astros in the World Series then. And it's like the Astros are favorites, of course, because of the better team. Because they won their division. They were probably the best team in the league that year. Probably right in front of the Yankees. But I know, me too. But, I was going to scribble out his address when I showed his email, but I forgot. And then my brother was like, hey, you showed his address, right? I'm like, oh, crap. Whose address was it? Because I looked at your email. I was like, okay, he didn't say anything there, your address or anything. But I showed his address. I was like, well, he's a scammer. That's what he gets. I don't know. And you looked it up, right? And it's kind of his business address. So I guess it doesn't even matter anyway. So, all right, Darren, thank you. We'll see you then. So, I don't know. But once you get monetized, you can't really show anything like that. Like no addresses whatsoever, anything like that. So, yeah, he was really. But I'll shorten up the baseball story so I don't bore you guys or anything like that. But then the Nationals win the first 2 games, and then the Astros win the next 3, and then the Nationals win the next 2 to win the World Series of 2019. And another thing that proved is, how in sports it's like, oh, they got home field advantage. That's a big advantage for that team because they're playing in their stadium. That World Series threw that theory out the window because the home team did not win a game in that World Series. It was always the road team. It was always the road team. So, excuse me. It was all the games were won by the road team. So the Seahawks were road champions this year. They won 7 games on the road and lost once. So unless the Vikings and the Seahawks play in the NFC Championship game, that'd be the only way the Seahawks would play at home. But the way the Seahawks play on the road, I would almost want to play somebody else in their stadium because the Seahawks are good on the road. So we'll see what happens against the Packers. Russell Wilson is 0-3 in Lambeau Field. But hey, things change. The Seahawks play amazing on the road. They believe. They're a team that believes. Nobody thought they would be here. They proved everybody wrong. Let's do this. Let's go. Go Hawks. So let's see. Another thing. I already brought up the it was a crazy series. It was unbelievable. It is probably an extra if you're somebody like the Saints or the Seahawks or the Chiefs that have a really loud stadium that can really, affect the huddle and everything like that and cause some false starts, who knows? But then being loud can confuse the defense as well. So, I don't know, unless the defense is used to playing in that atmosphere, and they're okay with it. But and the Rams, last year they went into the Superdome and beat the Saints, but only by a fluke call that should have been the flag that should have been thrown. If the flag was thrown in that NFC Championship game, thrown against the Rams, and the Saints then score a touchdown off of that drive instead of the field goal, that changes the whole game. It changes the whole game. The game probably doesn't go to overtime. And then in overtime, Brees did throw it up and then it was intercepted. I don't remember that. I really don't want to remember that because I wanted the Saints to win because I don't like the Rams. I don't like the Rams. I don't like the Cardinals. I don't like the 49ers just because they're in the Seahawks division and I want the Seahawks to win the division and everybody else lose. Oh, so you're a Red Sox fan and then Nationals fan. That's pretty cool. I like the Nationals. I don't really have a favorite. So I didn't get into baseball until 2015. I didn't start watching baseball until 2015. I played it, but I didn't start watching it. I thought watching it was really boring. I was 2015. I was 13 years old. Yeah. Can't remember when I was born. But yeah, in 2015, I started liking, or 2015, 2016, I liked the Red Sox. I was rooting for the Red Sox. I liked David Ortiz, but then he retired later on. I don't think it was 2017. I don't know. But after 2016, I switched over to the Nationals. So in 2017, I was a Nationals fan. I liked them, and then they lost a stunner in the wild card round, or I think it was the wild card round, I think it was the division series because the Cubs went then and played LA and then they lost. Yeah, it was the division series. So I was Nationals fan. I was rooting for. I liked what's his name, Daniel Murphy. Daniel Murphy. I really liked him on the Nationals. Murphy hit that home run in that game. It was winner take all. I think it was game 5. Yeah, 5 because the division series. Game 5, and I was like, yes, Daniel Murphy home run, let's go. And then Scherzer, he was thrown in there good. And then all of a sudden, the Cubs start coming back. And then, the Nationals fought back, but they just couldn't catch up. And then what's his name? He's with the Phillies now. Lefty, what's his name? Number 3. Braves saying that's cool. That's real cool. So I have yet to commit it to a team, but since I'm in New York, I live in New York. What's his name? Harper. Harper struck out the last out of that game anyway. And I was like, and that was back when the Nationals were known to choke in the division series. They couldn't get past the division series. So, and then I really didn't root for a team in 2018. Then I kind of switch over. I'm a bandwagon kind of. Then I pick a team that's in the playoffs and I kind of run with them. 2017 when the Astros beat, I wanted the Red Sox to beat the Astros actually, but then they didn't in the division series. So then they went on to the ALCS against the Yankees, which I'm not big fan of. So I wanted the Astros to beat the Yankees, and then they matched up against the Dodgers in the World Series. I didn't know who to pick, so I was like, you know what? Hurricane Harvey just hit Houston. They have yet to win a World Series championship. I'm like, let's go Stros. So, and it was game 5. Yeah, it was game 5. It was tied at 2 in the series, 2 games apiece. This was the craziest World Series game I have witnessed. All right, Moosox. This is the craziest World Series game I have witnessed of my life. And I didn't stay up until the end to watch it because it went into the 15th or 16th inning. And I wanted the Astros to win, so I was rooting for them all the way. And then it was like going into the 15th or 16th, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to bed. And then the next inning, Alex Bregman walks it off. And it was an insane ending to an amazing game, probably one of the greatest World Series games of all time. And I'm like, crap, why didn't I stay up an extra inning? Just, I wish I stayed up now, but I had to get up early or something. But, yeah. So that's why I watch games all the way through now. That's why. Oh, well, thank you, Coin Searcher. Yeah, I'm hoping this is not too boring for the non-sports fans. If it does get boring, just let me know. I can switch topics like a flip of a page. I mean, but yeah, so the original point I was trying to make was that don't underestimate anybody. Don't just go to that team and say, you're the worst. You're not going to make it. See ya. Because that's what they're doing to the Seahawks right now. They say the Seahawks have a 4.5, 4.5, a 4.5% chance of making the Super Bowl. Let me tell you what. Russell Wilson and probably most of the Seahawks players don't listen to their crap. Russell Wilson didn't even know who the Seahawks were going to play if they won against the Eagles until the reporter asked him, so now you're going to play the Packers, how do you feel about that? And he's like, I didn't know we were going to play them. He said, I didn't know who we were going to play. And I like that. If I was playing, I would not want to know, until it's like after you win that game, the coach is like, all right, guys, we're on to this team now. So that's what Pete Carroll did. He probably was like, all right, guys, good win. But now we are on to Green Bay. Hey, only the strong survive. And it's the Seahawks are beat up. They have a lot of injuries, a lot of people out. What's his name? Homer, he was just on the practice, what do you call it? He was just on the practice squad. Yeah, practice squad is, I don't know. Practice squad, in August. And then he's probably thinking, I'm probably not going to start in a game. But he was like, he worked hard and he deserves to play now. Oh, Aaron, it's going to be an insane weekend, especially in the NFC. See, the Vikings are red hot. I would not want to play the Vikings. I would not want to play them. They just knocked out a Super Bowl contender. And I was watching a lot of people's Super Bowl predictions, and it was either the Saints, the Ravens, or the 49ers or the Chiefs. Everybody had winning. Nobody picked the Titans. Nobody picked the Seahawks. Nobody picked the Texans. But those are the teams that you're probably going to be watching the Super Bowl. you know? And I would say, and get this. This is so Aaron, are you a Seahawks fan? Is that who you're talking about? You Seahawks fan? Really? Because you're saying if we win and San Fran loses, NFC Championship is going through. Yeah, it's going through. What do you call it? Link. CenturyLink Field. CenturyLink Field. So if you're a Seahawks fan, that's awesome. Awesome. I watch NorbCam a lot. His videos are cool. He is more of a fan that is always gonna tell you straight up how it is, if it's bad for the Seahawks or if it's good. He's gonna straight up tell you. And he's gonna tell you his opinion of what they should have done, what they did wrong and all that. I'm always a fan that's positive. Coin Searcher, you know what? I live in New York. Seattle is, 4,000 miles across the country. And I picked that for my favorite team, mainly because when I was younger, it was 2012 or 2011. I saw the Seahawks play and I was like, I like their uniforms. And I stuck with it ever since. You live in Ohio? Oh, boy. So it's either the Cleveland Browns, which were probably the biggest disappointment of the year, or you're a Cincinnati Bengals fan. That's if you pick the team, in your home state or whatever. My home state would either be the Bills, the Giants, or the Jets. Giants and Jets, I root for the Bills all the time just because they're the hometown team, and it was just a devastating loss. Browns are trash. You're not a sports fan and you even know that. So, it gets around, I guess. What was I going for? Yeah, they always pick the big top dogs, and they blew up the Ravens and the 49ers so much. They hyped them up so much, throughout the regular season that it made me dislike them more and more and more because of all the hype. Oh, Lamar Jackson, he's one of the greatest, to ever play the game. He's played 2 years. Give it a rest. Let him play, 10 years first, and then you can, since he scrambles around and he runs around and oh my, yeah, oh my. So if NorbCam is a Seahawks fan YouTuber. He's really famous. If you just search Seahawks YouTuber, he's the first one to pop up. He's probably the only one to pop up, actually. I watch him. He lives in Seattle. He goes to every home game. He live streams every home game. So Aaron, you are a Seahawks fan then, correct? But yeah, he had somebody on his live stream, he has like a talk show kind of thing on the weekdays. And he said, he had somebody in saying that the Seahawks travel the most, AFC East, I am a Bills fan. Second favorite team. Bills are my second favorite team just because I live probably an hour and a half away from Buffalo. So I've been to Bills games. They are coming on strong, but they just need to keep working because they're a young team, young quarterback. I feel if they keep doing what they're doing, they're just going to get better and better every year. And hopefully they'll just get over that mountain of just that first playoff win in 25 years. They just need to get over that mountain and then look out. If Josh Allen would make some smart decisions, then I feel like they would go places. The Seahawks actually go to Buffalo next year. Been a fan since 87. I've been a fan since 2012. Through the highs and through the lows, the Seahawks will probably be my favorite team for the rest of my life. And I live in New York, so you can be a fan of anybody. I mean, I think they always say, Cowboys fans are everywhere. Bills fans are everywhere. I don't care. They call it the Bills Mafia. They played the Titans, I don't know what week it was, but it was in Tennessee. half the stadium was Bills fans. Half the stadium. It looked like a Bills home game, you know? So the Jets and the Dolphins, their good years are either, they're down the road or they're a few years ahead. But the Patriots, since 2014, they're like this. And now since 2018, they're like this. So I think, or I hope, I was one of the people, I want to see Brady retire. I'm like, retire already, get him out of here, get Kraft out of New England, get Belichick somewhere else. Belichick would look good in, let's see, where would we want Belichick? Belichick should go to the Browns. Belichick should go to the Browns. I think that would be an amazing fit. Got a young quarterback that, in college, he was really good. In the NFL, it seems like if you're good in college as a quarterback, you get drafted in the NFL, you're a totally different person. It just, you need a few years to, get used to things, I guess. I don't know, actually. Oh, yeah, Miami. They actually finished the season strong. They finished really strong. Beating the Eagles, we're a playoff team, beating the Patriots to force them to play in wild card weekend. That was their Super Bowl. It was the last game of the year. It was their Super Bowl, and they beat the Patriots. When the Chiefs fans needed the Patriots to lose, the Dolphins did it for them, and then the Titans put the nail in the coffin. Raiders moving to Las Vegas, it's going to change a lot of things. It's sad that their last home game in Oakland was a loss because I was hoping they would win that. But they won their last primetime game in Oakland. So I guess that kind of made up for it. But it's not the same as the last game. They just choked at the end. They went up with like a minute left. Like less than a minute. I think it was like 40 seconds left. And let the Jaguars march down the field and get a touchdown. I mean, if that's not definition of choke, Super Bowl 51, by the way, then I don't know what is. And it doesn't matter who you are. And if you see the Patriots in the Super Bowl, you are almost guaranteed to root for the other team. Last year it was Patriots and Rams. I had a hard time choosing the Rams, but I'm like, on the other side of the field, it's the Patriots. So I don't want to see Brady win another one, but he did anyway. So, I don't know. But the Rams losing wasn't too bad, but I did want to see the Patriots lose. I wanted to see the Patriots lose more than I wanted to see the Rams win. So, you just don't know what you're going to do after that. But, so the Packers and the Seahawks play on Sunday at 6:00. The last, all right, Darren, thank you. We'll see you in a few then. So I'm thinking, it's Seahawks and Packers in the playoffs. If you're a football fan, you know what happened in the 2014 NFC Championship game. What a comeback, down 16-0 after halftime, and really coming back in the fourth quarter. It all started like at the last play of the third quarter with a fake field goal for a touchdown. I was listening to that game on the radio on my way home. There was about 5 or 6 minutes left in the fourth. The Seahawks were still down by 2 scores. And I hear Wilson back to throw over the middle, intercepted again. I'm like, I just put my hand, I just go like this, and I'm like, well, I guess, there's always next year. There's always next year. And I doubted that they would win. I go home, I find out the game is still going, and the Seahawks just scored. Wilson with a fake handoff run it in for like 3 or 4 yard touchdown. I'm like, hey, they're still in it. So I'm like, 2 minutes left. They're going for the onside kick, and we all know, if you're football fans, that onside kicks are like a dime a dozen. Like if it makes it, it's a miracle. He kicks it up. It goes through the Packers player's hands, and it was literally, and it was going for this other guy behind him, but he jumps up and kind of knocks it off course. A Seahawks guy goes up and grabs it, and it's like, and it was what's his name, Joe Buck and not Tony Romo, the other Cowboys quarterback, Troy Aikman. He's like, and it's up, and Seattle recovers, and you could hear the crowd just roar so loud, and then they got the ball in the 30 then, and it's a handoff to Lynch. Lynch weaving through traffic. Then all of a sudden he goes. Oh, Aaron, I'm talking about the 2014 NFC Championship, Packers Seahawks. It's going to be really a rematch of that game, but only in Lambeau. After they recovered that onside kick, they handed off to Lynch. Tony Romo. Tony Romo. He's not too bad at announcer. I like him better than most. But they give it to Lynch. He's weaving through traffic, and all of a sudden he just goes, and the crowd is like, whoosh, and he literally steps 1 foot into the end zone, like, what's good, son? Then they go for that 2-point conversion to make it a 3-point game, and Wilson, looking, rolling, spinning, launches it up, and it's caught at the goal line by the tight end, and he gets in, and it's like, wow. But then the Packers go down. They score a field goal to force it into overtime. The Seahawks win the toss. They get the ball. A few plays later, Wilson drops a dime into the end zone for Jermaine Kearse, and we're on to the Super Bowl. But unfortunately, didn't bring home the Lombardi that year. If you know, I don't like to bring it up, really, but when they re-signed Marshawn Lynch on Christmas Eve of last year, in his press conference, he's like, we have unfinished business to do to get done. And he's referring to Super Bowl 49. If you're not a sports fan and you don't know what happened in Super Bowl 49, just look it up. I'm not going to tell you. You can look for yourself. For that to happen to my favorite team is really hard to swallow, because you see other teams do stuff like that or lose on the last play of the game, or other stuff like that. But when it happens to your team, it just feels even worse. So, and to have it happen against my least favorite team of all time, and for that game to happen in the Super Bowl, makes it even more worse. Even worse. Even more worse. It's not really, but you know what I mean. If that play works, if Butler doesn't get that one step ahead, then let's say, Butler doesn't get that one step. If you look at it, Butler gets one step ahead of the receiver, and he can get that. He made the play. But if the receiver gets one step ahead, then he catches the ball for the touchdown with 25 seconds left, and everybody's going to be saying, and they'd still be saying, that'd probably be one of the greatest play calls in NFL history, because everybody's expecting a run. And if he does catch it, this is what Norcam was saying, and it showed a lot. He brought to my attention something I never thought of, and that is, what if he does catch it? Then they would say what a great play call it was. But since what happened, they're saying it's the worst. But then, it's one of those things I thought of earlier. It's like the defense is expecting this. but should we do this? And they said, yeah. They're like, let's try it. It sucks, but it just didn't work out. I don't know. And then, but thinking, how many timeouts did they even have? I think they probably had one or two. If they did run it on 2nd and goal, then they don't get in, they would have to take a timeout. And then if you run it in on 2nd and goal, you got to do it again unless you lose yards, which Lynch, they gave it to him on the 5 on this last game against the Eagles. They gave it to him on the 5 on a 1st and goal or 2nd and goal, and he got hit. He got stood up at the 1, but he kept his feet churning and he spun in, and I was like, beast mode is back. I'm like, if they got to hand it off to him more, he needs to have I wish in the 49ers game he had a huge run, like a 50-yard touchdown. I would be going nuts, Again, I wish we were this close to winning that game too. But it's like, it's kind of good that we lost that game, because then if we would have won, then we would have hosted the the Vikings. They would have hosted the Vikings, and that could have been us, lose to the Vikings at home. That would have been us. The Saints would have been us. So, and then the 49ers would have to play the Eagles, and it's like, I don't want to say a guaranteed win, because you'd never underestimate anybody, but, it's kind of I'm glad that the Seahawks would kind of play on the road now, because they're road warriors. They know how to do it. So we'll see anyway what goes down against the Packers. It's always good playoff games in Lambeau. Just Russell needs his first win in Lambeau Field. Hoping he can do it here. I mean, he is one of the best quarterbacks ever. I know he's only played like 6 years, but he's my favorite player on the team. I got his jersey and all. I love how he works with nothing almost. Like, Brady, he always had Gronkowski. He always has a great offensive line. He always had good defense. This year, Wilson doesn't. He just like slings it in there, and the receiver, he puts it right in the receiver's hands. They just have to catch it, And it's like, please catch it, because he throws darts and bullets. And, on a 3rd down longs, they kind of try that little, like, the running back kind of sweeps out, and then Wilson's going to dump it off to him like a Patriots play. You know why Brady has all his yards? Is because he throws 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage to the running back, and the running back takes it 60 yards on a screen. That's why Brady has all these passing yards. He doesn't sling it down the field like Wilson or Breeze. He takes the cheap way out, and that's how he can survive all these years. If he'd be slinging down the field, his arm would get so worn out. He'd be done by now. But and the offensive line, the way it is, it's one of the worst in the NFL for the Seahawks. So Wilson has to take the snap, and he's got to make a decision quick, and he kind of rolls out of the pocket, and then he kind of slings it across his body, like kind of like Patrick Mahomes, and it's like, it's awesome when he completes a good pass and for a first down and all that. What about that run? He doesn't run as much as he used to, because he's trying to, not get hurt or anything. But it was a 3rd down and 15, and Wilson takes off. He hits a defender and spins, and then he goes for another 6 yards for the first down. It was awesome. Anyway, if you guys want to, I can quit talking about my team and football and everything. Has anybody seen The Mandalorian on Disney Plus? Does anybody have Disney Plus? I just want to say yeah if you do in the chat, If you do, then I want to talk spoilers. If you don't, then I won't, because honestly, I like to rate the movies and shows I watch from a score of 1 to 10. And The Mandalorian, for me, if we're going to be talking like precise number, I'm going to give that out of 10 a 9.3 or even a 9.5, because I think that is one of the greatest shows I've ever seen. If you're not a Star Wars fan, by the way, that is Star Wars. The Mandalorian is Star Wars. Exclusive series on Disney Plus, 8 chapters, streaming now. It came out when Disney Plus launched on November 12th, 2019. Oh, you don't have it? That The Mandalorian is 90% of the reason I got Disney Plus. And now it's over for the year for season 1. I'm like, dang it. A lot of people are getting rid of Disney Plus because it's over. They're unsubscribing, canceling their subscription because it's over, and Disney needs to have something, they're trying to do other stuff to keep their subscribers up, because on the first day they got over 10 million subscribers to Disney Plus. And it's like, I don't know, like $7 a month, streaming service, whatever. But, I'm sure a lot of the people just wanted to see The Mandalorian, and it came out once a week, usually on a Friday, except for on the first day, which was a Tuesday, and on the week that The Rise of Skywalker premiered on a Friday. So that one came out on a Wednesday too. So they just switched it up for those two. And have you guys seen The Rise of Skywalker? I don't know if you guys are Star Wars fans, but I am. Out of 10 stars, I'd give that a 7.1. Nope. All right, well, again, I don't want to talk spoilers, but there was things I liked and things I wanted to see but didn't, and then things that I didn't like. There's this one thing that bothers me. You like the old ones. Yeah, I do too. They're the best. The originals are the best. But I still enjoyed the new ones. But I feel like they weren't connected as well as the old ones. See, the old ones, they connect, man. It's one storyline. The new ones, if Disney had any idea what they were doing, keep J.J. Abrams as the director of all 3. The original ones, George Lucas directed the first one in 1976. Well, they filmed it in 76. It came out in 77. If you're thinking from a director standpoint, they film them the year or two prior to releasing. So it's originally from probably 76. But so he filmed Star Wars from 77. When it first came out, it was just called Star Wars. It wasn't called Star Wars Episode 4, New Hope. It was just called Star Wars. Then 2 years later, another guy directed The Empire Strikes Back, which is arguably the best movie in the Star Wars franchise. But that was not directed by George Lucas. I don't know. I don't remember who it was directed by, but it wasn't George Lucas. And if you they asked George Lucas in an interview, out of the original 6, what would be your least favorite film? And he said The Empire Strikes Back. That is mainly because that's the only one he didn't direct while he was the owner of Lucasfilm. Then he directed 2 years later, Return of the Jedi, which I would have in my list, my original list when I first saw these, I had The Empire Strikes Back at my favorite, and then Return of the Jedi number 2. But now I'm going to rewatch them again in order. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then slip in, the standalones, Rogue One and Solo. And I'm going to rank them again and see how they come out. Which one's my favorite, which one's my least favorite. To be honest, a lot of people didn't like The Last Jedi, and I know why. But I actually enjoyed it. But I can see why people didn't like it. And now that I look back, as a fan, there's some things, I don't like, and some of the things that you question, you know. But and now that Disney owns Star Wars and Disney owns Marvel, and you kind of compare the two, Marvel and Star Wars, you kind of compare them. The way the Marvel movies have been so successful. I mean, the Marvel is one of my favorites too. I just Field Guy owns Disney. No wonder that Field Guy. Why did you have to do that? Are you the one responsible for? I don't want to say ruin Star Wars, but are you responsible for messing up Star Wars? Just kidding, by the way. What's up, Field Guy? Hey, hey, bandwagon with me. Let's go Hawks. Go Hawks. I'm not a bandwagon, but I mean, you be a bandwagon and come with the Hawks, baby. But anyway, no, that was someone else. Kathleen Kennedy, she's the president now of Lucasfilm. I honestly am not a fan. I don't know. Not a fan. I don't know if it's like when George Lucas sold Star Wars to Disney for $4 billion. You think, since he's the creator, wouldn't you think that Disney would go to him for advice or for stories, or let him maybe write some stories for them? But no, they're like, you sold it, it's not yours no more. But I feel so. What's his name? Jon Favreau. Jon Favreau. What's his name? Jon Favreau. Yeah, he is the director, or one of the directors and creators of The Mandalorian, Star Wars: The Mandalorian, exclusively on Disney Plus. So if you guys want to see that, oh really? Yeah, because he's kind of the creator. I mean, that all came from him. So I don't understand, why wouldn't you want to go to him for like ideas and stuff? Because it's his universe, really. He created it all. So Jon Favreau, he's been in Marvel movies. He had his hand in Marvel movies, Avengers, Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, Spider-Man movies, Homecoming, and Far From Home. He plays Happy in the Star Wars in the Spider-Man movies. He's such a good actor, and yet he's a director as well. And he directed the new Lion King movie, the 2019 Lion King movie. He was one of the directors in that. He's just really good. I'm a really big fan of his and of his work and of him. So he was one of the main guys behind The Mandalorian. He went to George Lucas for advice and for, just stuff. And I thought that was really cool. And if he was the main guy behind The Mandalorian, I want him the main guy behind Star Wars for the rest, down the stretch. He did, an amazing job on The Mandalorian. Amazing job. It was such a great show. So I can't wait for season 2 of that. I mean, if it was anything like season 1, insane. It's insane. But anyway, one mistake Disney did with the new Star Wars movies, the sequel trilogy anyway, it's not as consistent and as smooth and as flowy as the originals. So George Lucas's three original movies, they went together perfectly. The sequel trilogy now is like this kind of. It's all mixed up, and it's not as consistent. There's a little bit of consistency. If you're a real fan, you kind of look into things, but not as much as you want in like a huge franchise. So J.J. Abrams directed the first one, The Force Awakens. I think it was a huge mistake to have somebody else direct the other one. I know what they kind of got the idea, like, George Lucas directed the middle, the two ends, and then somebody else directed The Empire Strikes Back. That worked out. But, then Rian Johnson directed The Last Jedi, and he kind of did his own ideas and kind of threw JJ's ideas out the window and kind of started a whole new thing. I don't know what he was doing. And on Disney's part, they should have given him some guidelines. You gotta follow the story JJ set in first, in The Force Awakens. So then and then the third one, The Rise of Skywalker, JJ Abrams is the director again, and he tries to redo everything that The Last Jedi did. So it's like he set the story, Rian Johnson went this way, and now JJ Abrams is starting from where Rian Johnson left off and going like this and trying to go backwards again. And I think that kind of ruined it a little bit. I don't know. It's just have J.J. Abrams direct all three. That way they're all together. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what thinking. I still enjoyed The Last Jedi. I just feel it would have went together way better if he would just had J.J. direct all three. That's my opinion. That's what I feel about it. I don't know. Now they're saying that Disney cut out a lot of what JJ had plans for The Rise of Skywalker. I don't want to get into spoilers if any of you didn't see it, and I don't like, and this is going to go up on my channel. So whoever's going to watch it again is going to, see the spoilers if they don't. I mean, it's almost been a month since it released. I still don't like to talk about spoilers, but I'm looking out for the fans that haven't seen it, because if I haven't seen it, I wouldn't want to get it. I wouldn't want to have it spoiled. But there's this one idea I had. I was watching it, and then after I'm thinking, how when you watch a movie and then kind of you just process it for the rest of the day. You just process it. So that's what I did. I watched it at 6 p.m. and then for the rest of the night I was just processing it. And I'm looking back at this one scene, I'm like, oh, that would have been cool if they would have just done that. That would have been awesome. Then all of a sudden, a week ago or a week and a half ago, there was this Reddit post that says, there was this guy on the inside saying that the J.J. Abrams ideas, most of them were cut out on the final theatrical cut of the film. And that was Disney's part. That was Disney's idea. And I mean by Disney, I don't mean by the guy Walt Disney. I mean by the people who run it now. The people at Disney had something. They're no, we don't want that in there. So they cut it out. And J.J. Abrams' original cut was 3 hours long, like Endgame. After Disney cut it, it went down to 2.5. That's a half hour, half hour's worth of footage. And a lot of it, if it was anything like, to say no, what the heck? I'm sure if he could come back to life, he would disagree with half of what Walt Disney's doing now. The Disney company is doing now. I'm sure he would disagree. I mean, he was really old school, 30s and 40s and stuff. I'm sure if he was still alive, would he have still purchased Star Wars? I don't know. That's really a question you can't answer. But as I was saying, what was I saying? So I was thinking, that would have been cool in that scene if they would have done that. But then I'm looking, this Reddit post, it had that very scene that I thought of. There was. They filmed it. They have it. They have all the footage that they filmed and cut out from J.J. Abrams. It's called the J.J. cut. And they cut out, a lot of things and then when JJ was watching it, this is all from the Reddit post. This is all a rumor. And there's no proof, but it does sound semi-true, and it's hard. I kind of want to believe it's true and I kind of hope it's true. But then again, it's well, I just watched, something that wasn't supposed to, JJ didn't want. And I'm thinking, he's the director of the film. Why can't he just do that? Why can't they just have... So, okay. if he's the director of this movie, in my mind, the director's movie, the director's cut should be shown to the audience. Whatever he made should be shown, not like his ideas are put in front of the company and they say no, and then they have to do something totally different, and they put out something totally different than he had made. I think that's dumb. I don't know. I think that Disney was really scared if they would put out what JJ made, people wouldn't like it. They weren't thinking like that when they made The Last Jedi. And people didn't like this. So they're like, okay, we got to be careful what we put out, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. We'll leave it like that. When I think of Star Wars now, it's like talking about politics, because there's things people anymore, 7 years ago, there was no conflict really. But now talking about Star Wars is like talking about politics. People like this, people don't like that, and they're separated and they're fighting kind of. And it's just, then the Mandalorian comes along and kind of eases everybody down again. But people are still talking about The Last Jedi from 3 years ago and from The Rise of Skywalker too, which honestly kind of disappointed me a little bit. So if you compare it to like Avengers Endgame, which was the last, which was it. That was it. That was the last battle. That was the last Avengers. That for me delivered. That was everything I was really. It was more than I expected. And the ending was really satisfying. And that is almost over a year old, so I can kind of talk about that. If you guys haven't seen Avengers Endgame, leave now. But Iron Man dying didn't really bother me as much as I thought it would. Like after I saw it, I'm like, that doesn't really bother me. I mean, why doesn't it really? I feel like it was just really satisfying, because in all the other movies, he's like the big dog. He thinks, I'm it, man. Like, I like Iron Man. He's probably my second favorite behind Captain America. And then to have him, he's like kind of a selfish guy, a little bit, and then have him sacrifice himself for everybody else in the last movie, is kind of satisfying a little bit. His character arc, he starts out here and then he ends up over here. Actually, it starts here and ends up over here. That's a character arc. But it is really cool. Really good movie. And I was expecting that from The Rise of Skywalker. Like, it's the last, episode in the saga. I was expecting it to deliver a good ending for all 9 films. It gave a semi-okay ending to the last 3 Star Wars movies they made. I feel like The Return of the Jedi in 1983 was a good, satisfying ending for the first 6. If they would have done anything like Avengers Endgame, satisfying the fans with a good ending way, if they would have done it like that for The Rise of Skywalker, I feel like a lot of people would like it more and would consider it the final episode of the Skywalker saga. But I kind of don't feel that way, just because of the way it feels like it was really rushed. And it was because they kind of really rushed it in editing and then threw it out there last minute. They got it done just in time for it to be in theaters. I don't know. Anyway, we'll skip the Star Wars because I'm starting to get a little annoyed and, negativity about it. Anyway, we'll skip it. Anybody college football fans here? Anybody college football? Let me know your favorite team. National championships coming up. Anybody LSU or Clemson fans out there in the chat? I think we still got 3 people. So I thank you guys so much for watching. I'm kind of ranting about Star Wars here a little bit, but I appreciate you guys. So we can talk about whatever you guys want. Let me know in the chat. I mentioned this in my last stream. I don't really want to just be talking to the camera. I want to interact with you guys too. So if you guys have anything to say or want to say something, go right ahead. I don't mind. Let's talk about the 2020 election. I'm going to be old enough to vote. I'll turn 18 before November, so I will be able to vote. I know who I'm voting for, so we'll keep it like that. We'll keep it at that. And since I said I know who I'm voting for, you already know. Really don't want to talk about politics just because. Excuse me. But yeah, is Field Guy still in the house? Is Field Guy still in the chat? Field Guy, I need you here if I'm going to talk about this subject. Field Guy. Understood. Awesome. All right, Field Guy, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Is he still here? He's gone. He left. He deserted us. I'll have to talk without him. I mean, that's just what I have to do. If he comes back in, I'll save it for a little bit, and then if he comes back in, then we'll talk about it. I can't believe they raised the price on the proof sets of 2020. I don't understand it. Maybe it costs more. Maybe not enough people are buying it, so they have to raise the price to kind of make enough money. I don't know. I'll most likely buy one again. I don't know why. Yeah, I'll most likely buy one, but let's see. I went through everything on my list, ladies and gentlemen. So, I mean, it was at 20. What was it? $25-ish. So I usually buy it from the United States Mint website. It was around 25. Now it's around 31-ish. So they raised it $5 or $6. I don't know why. I don't know what for. But I will find them. And I will flashback to Taken. By the way, Taken 1, 2, and 3. It is, well, it really depends. For the silver proof sets, it doesn't go down. It actually goes up. And if I want to make a video, and I do buy them when they come out from the Mint, and I do make a video, I'm one of the first YouTubers to make a video. It's kind of like, I kind of like them. Yeah. Oh, you mean Taken? I liked them. I enjoyed them. I thought they were really good. I'd have to watch them again to see which one's my favorite, but I really enjoyed them. I liked them. Another thing I really like is movies and filmmaking. I like to watch Chris Stuckman. He does the reviews on movies and stuff. I really like watching his videos. He's a non-coin guy, but I still like watching his videos. He reviews movies and shows and stuff. A lot of the stuff I agree with what he talks about, but other stuff, not so much. He the Boss Baby movie. Have you seen the Boss Baby? I seen it. I thought it was cool. Just coming from an animated movie. I mean, it's like a cartoon kind of, if you want to call it a cartoon. I thought it was cool. I don't look at it from a critic's point of view, but he does. So I feel like, I always find myself just drawn into the movie. Like I'm there and I'm just in it. I'm just there, focused on it. Chris Stuckman, he's more a critic kind of. He kind of looks at it like a different view. I don't know. But I thought it was cool. I thought it was fun. I thought it was good. He didn't like it. He thought it was terrible. He didn't say it was terrible, but he said it was good for kids, but he didn't like it. And then historically, yeah. I just, if I see a movie trailer, I'm like, hey, I want to see that. And I go watch, I watch it. Pirates of the Caribbean, like those. Marvel, Star Wars. DC is okay. It's not as good as Marvel. And that's another thing. I watched his review on Shazam. When I seen Shazam, I seen, I was like, kind of disappointed me. I was like, I kind of disappointed. I was like, it was okay, but I didn't really I enjoyed it kind of, but I didn't really like it a lot. I didn't like it a lot. I kind of liked it, but not a lot. He really enjoyed it though. So he sees things in what in he just sees things different. He sees movies different than other people. Like critics, like the Rise of Skywalker, the critics hated it. The critics didn't like it. It got like a 50 or 40 something percent score on Rotten Tomatoes, while the fans liked it more than not. It was like an 80 something percent, score for the fans. But and then for The Last Jedi, the critics really liked it. That they got like an 80 something score on Rotten Tomatoes, while the fans didn't. So it's like you can't please everybody. If you're gonna please somebody, please the fans. Don't believe the critics, because they say this movie's terrible. You go watch it; it's awesome. I don't listen to the critics. I just go watch a movie. I want to go see it. I don't listen to them. 1917, it does look good, but I'm not. I haven't really seen any like movies like that, like war movies. There's another one, Hacksaw Ridge. I saw came out a few years ago. I thought that was pretty cool looking. But I'm more into action movies. What's another one I seen? Another one, Chris Stuckman. I watched his review on Aquaman DC. I I liked it. I liked it. I didn't love it. I liked it, but I didn't love it. If I would score at 1 out of 10, I'd give it probably a 6.4. I give it a 6.4. Yeah. Like he didn't want a gun. He just went and saved like thousands of people. That's pretty cool. But what was I gonna say? I lost track of what I was gonna say. Oh, he really liked it. I don't think he loved it, but he really liked it. And he gave it a higher score than I thought he would. And he said it was better than Wonder Woman, which I haven't seen. Well, maybe it was just the comments that said that. I just remember something about it was better than Wonder Woman. See, I kind of scroll through the comments too and see what people are saying. But I haven't seen Wonder Woman. I want to. I'm kind of going through more DC than I have before. Watching Batman now, absolutely love them. The second one is my favorite so far with the Joker. Don't remember what it's called. 2012 or 11, 2011, 2012. I think it's The Dark Knight Rises. The first one is called The Dark Knight, I think. Or no, I don't know. I can't remember. I remember, Marvel way better because I was a Marvel fan first, and Marvel's my favorite out of superhero themed movies. But yeah, Batman's awesome. I've yet to see Man of Steel or Justice League or Batman versus Superman or anything like that. But I thought we'd get more people on if we, later on. Don't know. Oh, not Joker, but the second Batman movie. See, there's 3 Batman movies, and the middle one had the Joker in it. I haven't seen the new Joker that came out in September. I haven't seen that. It's not a superhero movie like with action and fighting. I don't think it's more of a drama. Like he's more of a mentally mixed up drama kind of movie. I seen it. I thought it was gonna be better than that. I thought it was gonna be like Batman versus Joker, but it's just called The Joker because it's about him. It's a different actor. I was like, I don't really want to see it. If I do see it, I wouldn't mind, but yeah, basically. It's more of a mentally dramatic movie. Honestly, don't know what it's about, really. Probably Cult and City. But I don't know. I think there was a lot more movies I enjoyed in 2019 versus 2018. I would have to really study on it. Maybe that's a future live stream topic. Uh, Favorite movies of the decade and least favorite movies of the decade. I should probably write that down, actually. Don't have a pen with me, but that would be a cool live stream topic. Hopefully we get some more people on so I can interact with the fans, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts too. If you guys have any ideas on live stream ideas, live stream topics, video ideas, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chats, whatever. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your opinions. So we'll go on for another 15 minutes or so. We'll hang it up for episode 3 of the TJ Show. So let's see. I went through everything on my list that I wanted to talk about. Let's see. This is where I find myself at the end of every stream, about an hour and a half in. I lose track of things to talk about. Got some things going out in the mail, some other sticker trades, a purchase from somebody. Somebody reached out to me on Instagram, Ripstar Silver, which is a good guy. He was wondering if I would go on a dual auction with him. Wondered if I would go on a dual auction with him. I said, sure, but he hasn't gotten back to me on a day or time on which he would want me to join if he wants me to join. So I don't know if I'll go live with him or not. Maybe I'll go live by myself or Tommy at stacking.nyc right there. Awesome guy. Live auctions on Instagram every Monday and Wednesday night, except for tonight because he's going to the fun show, the Florida United Numismatic show. Stands fun, but they're on the fun show. A lot of guys on Instagram. I don't know about YouTube, but it's cool to have being a part of the Instagram silver community and the YouTube silver community. And it's cool to be one of a few people, one of a handful of people that actually do both. I know Yankee Stacking does, Lake House Beach, Silver Dragons. Tommy Stacking.nyc does have a YouTube. I believe. Let's actually look on the board here. We got, I think Talking Bullion does. Let's see. NATV does. Let's see. Urban Lifestyle does. Actually, not a handful, but not as many. Let's see. Yankee does. Let's see. I think that's about it. I don't. Rob Finds Treasure is more active on YouTube than he is on Instagram. Oh, Lady Bullion too. Devil Dog Dave. It's cool looking on the sticker boards. Who he got? There's Lake House Beach. One of his old stickers, actually. One of his old stickers. I just got a notification that Silver Heist uploaded his video. It says not sold out. 2019 S enhanced reverse proof American Silver Eagle. I thought so because there was a rumor going around about a month ago that they did not sell all of them. They sold about half, which is insane because it exploded the market. When they released that coin, it was about I don't know how much the original price was, but then they dropped it that one day at noon when I was at work and I couldn't snag one for $70. And now they're selling for thousands, like $1,100 to $1,200 a piece. And now they say there's more of them, and it exploded the market. And now they're going to release more. What's that going to do? I don't know what's going to do. Nobody's going to buy the ones currently on sale for $1,000. They're going to go buy the other ones, but maybe they'll have them on sale for like, maybe they'll sell those for like 500. So I don't know what's going to do. What up, Spectacular? What is up? I just got a notification on the laptop that Silver Heist uploaded a video that they did not release all of the 2019 enhanced reverse proof American Silver Eagles. You know, and that's what I was just talking about before I seen it. Before you popped in, I seen a rumor about that about a month ago. You know that they didn't, but I didn't know if it was true or not because it's a rumor. Your sticker is not on this board; it's on the other board. I'll show it. I'll show it to you here. I wasn't gonna pin it up until I get it full, just because I want to make sure I get enough. I want to make sure I preserve enough room for other people. I don't want to, get to a point where it's like not a sticker would fit on that certain point. But here you go. This is the other board that's going to fit over here. And it does have my new sticker for 2020, which right here, and which I will continue to make. But alongside it will be this bad boy, which I'll probably make a video and I'll post on Instagram and all that. But there's the new sticker board over here. Got the OG sticker and the NG. New Gangster. Oh, yeah. New Gangster. Maybe I'll sell one at the fun show tomorrow. Oh, wow. Really? Yeah. Fun show's cool. I couldn't make it, for different reasons. But hopefully you guys have fun. Can't wait to see some posts with everybody, meeting everybody in the community. I love seeing those posts. But yeah, I got this all ready and set. Go right there. Oh yeah, that's gonna look dope. Oh yeah. Maybe I should pin it up now. I don't know. I just want to make sure I get enough stickers on this board. I don't want like a space like this hanging there. I want to make sure. See, I made sure, there was a big enough space to fit a 3-inch circle sticker, because I want to just make sure I don't have any open spaces that I can't fit any stickers in, because that would bother me. I want to make sure. See, before I hung this one up, I put all the stickers on, so I made sure there was no room for another one. Yeah, it is super dope. That is really cool. And to see, like, Lake House Beach's sticker right here. This is one of his old stickers, Lake House Beach. I put this one over here, and then there's another Lake House Beach one right here. So I split them up, and then look, Coin Karma is over here as well as over here. So I kind of split them up. But with you, this one was already full, so I had to put both of yours over here. And I like to stick everybody's stickers together. So here's Talking Bullion's stickers, as well as over here you got Talking Bullion and Mrs. TB over here. So I just like to stick everybody together. Excuse me, like Silver Nitrate, Little Nitrate together. You got Comic Book right here. Okie Stacker. Let's see, Stacking Ninja. Yeah, Stacking Ninja. Spectacular. The Jerky guy. Siren Silver. Oh yeah. I didn't know this before, but I think this is her current logo right here. And on Instagram, it doesn't really, you can't really find a place to see their logo up close until you like get her sticker. But like a siren is like a mermaid, it's a mythical creature or something. I didn't know this, but it's her face right there. I don't know if it's a laptop camera. It's probably blurry as all get out for you guys, and I do apologize for that. But that's her face. I didn't know that. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. But that is her face. I was like, that's super cool. This one isn't, and this one isn't, but that was her. That's her actual face. Like, she put it in the logo. It was really cool. But yeah, I think I'll hang that up when I get a few more on, so I know how many. I just want to know how many stickers I can actually fit on here in this last corner before I actually hang it up. So maybe by next week it'll be up there. So we'll have like a big reveal and all that good stuff. But I should have a video about my new stickers. Oh, it's kind of like an alternate sticker, like when you have like two stickers. It's the second sticker. It's not my. It is new, but I'll say it's like my new second, or the sidekick of the original. So that'd be pretty cool. I was debating on whether to use that design for stickers or for magnets. So I decided to do stickers. I did make a little batch of magnets. Where's some cool coins and stuff, my dude? Well, unfortunately, YouTube made the rule where you can't live stream on a mobile device unless you're over 1,000 subscribers. So, what up, Steve Woods? What up? And I can't switch this camera around so I can like show you guys stuff, but and it's hard to like pull it up to the camera unless you really, really, really want to see stuff. It's just hard for me to like show you guys a good picture. Like before they set that rule, I'd live stream on my phone and I could really show you guys good, with a good camera angle and everything, whatever you want to see. Until I hit 1K, I can't do that. I know it. I think it's because if you were on the silver community or in the silver community a year ago, there were so many kids that made channels that were like 7 and 8, 9 years old that would just live stream for really no reason. And I'm sure it's not just in the silver community, but excuse me, in all over the world, like just random people live streaming for no reason. But I think you should lower the limit to like 500 subscribers or something. Like everything is like you have to be 1K to do this, you have to be 1K to do that, and it's kind of annoying, even when your channel is growing slowly. That's kind of annoying, and it is a weird rule. I don't know. It eliminates all those little channels from doing something fun, and I'm from doing something fun, from live streaming and all that. So I don't know. I am 17. I've been coin collecting for around going on 3 years now. I think maybe like 3 years in August. 3 or 4 actually. Been YouTubing in July it would be 2 years. Let's see. Instagram in November it would be a year on Instagram. So yeah, we are growing slowly but surely. I appreciate everybody's support in the channel. I have one video that reached 1,000 views, which is awesome. I have had, let's see, probably the busiest live stream I had was about 12 people, which is, I can't wait for it to, break that record, which would be cool. Well, it's a really interesting story. So I've always had an interest in history, specifically 20th century history. So the 1900s. So basically one day my neighbor, who is an elderly lady who is in her 80s, and she has this big jar, one of those big gallon jars, like pickles, but this one was plastic, full of change. And she wanted me to wrap it for her so she could take it to the bank, cash it in, And I just got this like idea, what is the oldest coin I can find? And I started keeping, I started finding wheat pennies. I was like, oh, that's a cool back on that one, and I started keeping the older ones. I asked her if I could keep them, and I'd slip in, coins to replace them or something. And that's really how it began. And then a few months later, I find in my change, I was shopping. It was Christmas time. I was shopping at Walmart. It was 2016, I believe. Yeah, December of 2016. And I was getting my change from the cashier. And I ever since then, I always looked at my change, see what years, and I looked, and there was a wheat penny, with the wheat ears facing me, and it was really worn smooth. I was like, oh, this could be an old one. I flip it over, and it was 1919. At that point, that was the oldest coin I found, and I was like, oh, hold on, oh, what did I just find? Hold on, wait. I was super excited. It was a 1919 Philadelphia, which now is, I know is a really common date. But it was really cool to find something, and I was like, it's almost 100 years old. It's almost 100 years old, and now it's 101 years old. So it was a really cool moment. Yeah, it was pretty nice. But yeah, that's really where it all began, sort of started. And then I was more, then I purchased over $100 worth of stuff on an online auction. The online auction is a place about 45 minutes from my house that puts on a lot of stuff on their website. And this happened to be a coin lot, and there was a lot of coins and stuff. And I bought over $100 worth of stuff. I kept most of it. I sold some of it, and I was looking for a place to sell it. So I was like, I looked up coin shops in my area, and I found out there was a coin shop on this one street in this town. I should say city. It's more of a city. 30 minutes from my house, and I never knew that was a coin shop. Never knew it. It was a blue house or blue building on this one street. I never knew it was a coin place. He has a flag. You know how they have like flags, little flags on the wall or on the side of the house, on the side of the building. It was $100 bill, and he has the sign out, coin shop open Monday to Friday from noon to 5. I never knew that was a coin shop, even with the big sign out in front. He's got above the door. It's kind of, the roof goes like this, and then the door is on this side. He has a big sign, Pine Tree Coins. I never knew it. Drive by there probably hundreds of times, and I never knew it. Went in there, super nice guy. His name is Dave. I still continue to go to him. He always seems to give me good deals because I feel like he wants me to continue have an interest in the hobby, because I think a lot of people are going away from the numismatic side of coins. I still enjoy the numismatic stuff. I still collect it. I still buy it. I still enjoy it. There's that again. Like early in the stream, I told myself, oh yeah, he's retired. He's a retired school teacher. He used to teach 5th or 6th grade math, I think, or science. I don't remember. He always would talk to me all the time, and his stories and everything. It was really cool. He grew up in the 60s. He was telling me, so the town that he's in, I think he grew up in that town. So it was really cool. Like he was telling me old stories about it. I always go to that city. It's more of a city. It's a small city. It's not really. It's either a big town or a small city. I think they call it a city. I think they determine it on like population and stuff like that. There's a Walmart and there's big stores there anyway. So I think it's called a city anyway. He was telling me, like the town, the city dump was just kind of this big heaping mountain of trash. Like, they just dump it there. And he said, him and his buddies would go there with BB guns and shoot the rats. Who does that anymore? Nobody. That's cool stuff that kids did in the 60s and 70s and before then. That he said those were good times, And, I work at a diner. I'm a waiter at a diner. And, a lot of the old guys that come in there, they always order the same old thing. And, oh, thank you, Spag. Enjoy. Thank you so much. Have a great night, Spag. Thank you so much for joining. But they always say in the diner, the days that they lived in will no longer happen. They're gone and they're never coming back. And it makes me feel kind of sad, But I'm still enjoying whatever's going on in my time. They enjoyed theirs. I don't know. Anyway, back to the story of well, the first time I went to Dave, I sold some things, and he was like, "Do you belong to? Are you a member of a coin club?" And I said, "No." I was like, "I never heard of a coin club." So he gave me a paper for his coin club that he's a member of, and then I went there the next meeting, and I joined that day, and I bought 5 coins. And let me see if I can tell you which coins I bought. So one of them was a 1938 Walking Liberty. They have an auction every month. So they meet once a month, and every month has an auction. I bought a 1938 Walking Liberty, or it was a Walking Liberty. I don't specifically remember year, but I think it was a 1938. I bought a 1906 or 05, something Indian head penny. I bought a Mercury dime 1943 Denver. I bought 5 coins. I'm pretty sure I wrote it down too, what I bought, my first auction. But and that was 2016, so this would be my 3rd year. But this coin club has been going through a lot financially over the last year or so, and they weren't sure if they were going to be a club in 2020. They weren't sure. It would have been the club's 60th year, I think, or at least it was the 60th show they would host. So they host a coin show every year. So it would be their 60th show this year. And they usually take off January, and the first meeting would be February. And this club, at least, they mail a form with all of the list of coins they would have for sale in the auction. And all right, Steve Woods, I appreciate you. Have a good night, brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. See you later. So they mail a form with the list of all the coins on there that are for sale that, the dealers bring in. They can, purchase a lot or whatever. It's like $1 or $2 to sell 15 coins. So, and then they mail that list to all the members, and then you kind of look over it, and then it doesn't matter if I see something I want or not. I usually go. Usually support the club. They have 50-50 raffle. They have another raffle they do for coins. It's really fun. I go anyway. There's cookies and soda and stuff. It's just a fun time. I'm usually the youngest person there. It's usually retired men in their 60s or 70s that are usually there. Maybe 50s, some 50s, some 40s, but I'm usually the youngest person there. I still have fun, I just drew a blank there, guys. Sorry. But yeah, I'm hoping to receive a letter letting me know that there will be a meeting in February. I don't really know I know who to contact, I guess. The secretary. Well, she's not the secretary anymore. She retired, or she retired from her duties as the secretary of the club, after 2019. So I'll have to either call my coin club guy or my coin shop guy, Dave, which he's in Florida now. He's probably at the fun show. He's not going to be back until April. Usually he takes the whole winter off starting in January. It doesn't come back until April. So he goes down to Florida and lives there for about 3 or 4 months. So I would have to either call the secretary, him, or I was going to join another club, in another town, but they never sent me the form, to let me know when the meetings are. I signed up. I was at the show and I signed up to join the club, but I never got the form, so I don't know when their meetings are. So I don't know, man. It screwed up somewhere. I'm sure I put the right address down for them to send it to me. I put my home address. I should put the P.O. box probably. So I opened the P.O. box specifically for my channel. So I should probably do that for that sort of stuff too. I don't know. Well, it is almost 10:30, guys. I've been running for an hour and 45 minutes. I appreciate you. I thank you so much for joining episode 3 of the TJ Show. I think we're going to hang it up now. If you're still here, on your way out, please hit up that like button. It helps me out a lot. I thank you guys so much for watching. Happy New Year. Happy 2020. Happy collecting. Happy stacking. I'll see you guys next week, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you there. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.